Yo, what's going on, guys? We are back with another video. Today we are going to be looking at the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 59, we have the Chiefs and the Eagles matching up. It should be a good game. We had some good championship round games. And yeah, we're going to be looking into the spread of the game, over, under, and some player props today. So yeah, hopefully we can have a good Super Bowl weekend in the next week or two. And yeah, let's get into the picks real quick. So looking at the game first, we have the Chiefs favored slightly around -2, depending on where you can find it. And I will be taking the Chiefs. The money lines are like -120, -125. We've seen it over and over again. You can't bet against Mahomes. It's that simple. The Chiefs look outstanding right now. They had a mediocre regular season and still got the 1 seed somehow. They won so many games just by one score, and I could see it again in the Super Bowl, winning a last-minute drive. But they had a good game against the Bills. The Bills looked good. The problem is Josh Allen just needs some help. The defensive side for the Bills didn't look that great. They don't have a great run defense. Their corners were kind of getting burnt by some of those Chiefs wide receivers, and they can just spread the ball over everywhere. I mean, we saw Kelsey had, I think, only like 2 catches last game, and they still managed to put up 30 points, have a great game, and Mahomes looked phenomenal again. I can't bet against the Chiefs here. I'll be having to take their money line to win the three-peat for the Chiefs. I do like it a lot. I can understand why people like the Eagles. They have a great offensive and defensive line. Saquon's playing phenomenal. Even Jalen Hurts looked good last game. They had to throw the ball a lot more against the Commanders, or I guess they didn't have to, but they did, and they looked great. Hurts looked good. He wasn't running as well. I know he's a little banged up, but they looked good. I wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles won this game, but give me the three-peat for the Chiefs here. Over under, I don't really have a lean. I would probably lean the under, but it is the Super Bowl. Who wants to take an under in the Super Bowl? So we'll just stick with the Chiefs money line for the play on the actual game. And looking at some player props, I've got 4 player props today. I've got 1 for the Eagles and 3 for the Chiefs. So we'll start off with the Eagles prop. So I'm looking here at Devonte Smith over 49.5 receiving yards. I think this is a great spot for Smith in the sense that I do think the Eagles will be down. It might not be early on. They might come to a good start at the beginning, but I look at this and it's a good line for a team that should focus their main stop on A.J. Brown. You know, he's clearly still the wideout one. He's had a couple rough weeks lately. He had a good game against Washington. He's going to be their main guy they need to stop. And Devonte Smith, he's got speed and agility, and he's a great route runner. I see him easily getting 50 in a game where I'm expecting the Eagles to have to throw a little more. I don't think they can be as dependent on Saquon, especially with this Chiefs run defense. I see them, you know, heavily loading the box and not letting Saquon get those yards that they're needing from him. So I like 50 for Devonte Smith. I could also take Goddard too, but I'm going to take Smith as my prop. Moving on, we've got Travis Kelce over 63 receiving yards. You know, last game he had a total dud. 2 catches for not that many yards, but it's the Super Bowl. You really think Kelce's not going to get it going? He's the go-to guy, always has been for Mahomes and this Chiefs team. I know they can spread the ball a lot more. They've got great weapons. You know, it stinks that Rashee Rice hasn't been able to play this year, but Worthy's looked great. They have Hollywood. They've got Kelce, even Noah Gray's come in eventually. They've got Juju Smith randomly showing up and putting up 60 yards. But give me Kelce in the big game. You know, tight ends are pretty decent against this Eagles team as well. So I'll be taking Kelce in this spot. Third prop, we've got DeAndre Hopkins. Very short line. It's only at 16.5. I'll take Hopkins for 2 catches to get over 16 yards. Again, there's no reason that the Chiefs would trade for a player like D-Hop if they weren't going to use him. And especially in a big-time game, for someone who's been so reliable his whole career, I see him getting at least 2 catches, and those 2 catches, he can easily get 16 yards off of. I mean, he could get it off 1 catch. So I think the line's just too low. It's too good a value. Give me D-Hop in the Super Bowl for over 16.5 receiving yards. Lastly, I've got Mahomes over 20.5 fantasy score. So this kind of correlates with my idea of the Chiefs winning. You know, I think if they're going to win, Mahomes is going to have to play good, like always. But it's also the Super Bowl. He's already won 3. This would be the 4th, and it would be 3 in a row for him. You really don't think he's going to show up and have a great game. You know, he hasn't thrown a pick in a while. It could happen this week. The DBs for the Eagles are pretty good, and they've got a good defense. But especially last week with Mahomes having a fumble against the Bills, I don't see it happening again. I don't see him doing anything stupid, any crazy turnovers. Give me the fantasy score. He's going to at least get 1 passing touchdown, maybe even a rushing touchdown. We've seen him use his legs last week. But I do like Mahomes for 20.5 fantasy score here. So that's a nice little 4-teamer if you want that. If not, you can spread it out, throw them into whatever you guys want. But overall, Chiefs money line and those 4 props. So yeah, we'll be looking at some other bets for the Super Bowl, but this is just kind of my start out to the week. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.